Welcome to this resin tutorial. My name's Michelle Tracy. And if you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm spray painting shells. I'm spray painting them a beautiful mint color, turquoise, and a bit of silver. And I'll only ever use a high quality resin. Art resin offers a double protection against UV light damage, which is really important to me. I don't want my pieces to yellow or start cracking. That would be a total nightmare. So I can start pouring the clear resin over this beautiful gradation of colour. I spray painted the board as well. It's a mint and a turquoise and it's so beautiful. So I'll cover that entire surface with just the clear resin to begin with, and then I can start placing down those shells. And these clear quartz crystals, of course, by Rez Expressions. So they look so amazing. They're very mermaidy. I'm going for a real mermaid energy. I think I'm channeling the inner mermaid today. I usually leave my edges white, but this time I've allowed that colour to extend over the edges, so I think that's going to look really nice on this piece. And the shells that I spray painted, some are natural and some are white from Naturally Wild, and they come up beautifully. Like even the dark shells, when you spray paint over them, I'm surprised at how saturated the colour is, and it just disguises all the darkness on those shells. And I used the silver spray paint very sparingly. I tried to hold some restraint so that it was just highlighting them and not oversaturated. You can see some silver there. Later on I'll get in close and you'll be able to see more of it. But the spray paint dried really quickly and I just left it 24 hours before I poured that resin on. I waited until the smell was gone, so that meant that it was completely cured. Now I'll start placing down some of those clear quartz crystals, and I'll use my little tweezers as always to move things around. And I like the size of these ones actually because they're not too tiny. They're not going to get lost when I pour the white wave over it. Some of them are quite decent in size, so I like that. And now it's time to add some shimmer with some crushed glass from Rez Expressions, and look at it go everywhere. I knew that was going to happen. That's okay, I can just sprinkle it off my gloves. And like I said, I am channeling the inner mermaid, so the more shimmer the better. It looks very jewel-like now. It's starting to look like ocean treasures to me. Well, that's what I think anyway. And while I'm in the shimmering spirit, I'll drop in some of this metal powder. I'll just very, very lightly sprinkle it on with a toothpick because the less the better. And the white I'm using today for the waves is from Rez Expressions and it's called Angel White. It creates really good lacing with art resin. Now I'm just going to mix it in the little jar before I actually pour it into my cup, and then I'll make sure that I mix it well and that it looks very opaque on my stick. And I did leave it sitting in the cup for a further 5 minutes. I wanted to make it thick, but because I'm not doing a 3-dimensional wave, I didn't need to leave it for 10 minutes like I usually would. I think that it's thick enough for the look that I'm going for here. And I just love how this heat gun's blowing that silver crushed glass and it's creating a line above that white wave. And I always try to move my heat gun around so I'm not staying in the one spot for too long because you can burn your resin. I've done it, so I don't recommend it. And now I'm up to my Zen moment part, the little final touches. I love this part, just dribbling bits of the white on. And I'm going to leave this piece as a single layer resin piece. I think that beauty can be found in the most simplest and most simplistic art form styles at times, and I think this is one of those times. And I'll do a final pass of the blowtorch to pop any little bubbles that have surfaced and also bring out even more lacing. And if you'd like to see any more videos like this one, please let me know in the comments. If you've got any questions, drop those too. My name's Michelle Tracy and thank you so much for watching.